All right, net approval rating handling crime. What do we have here? We have a positive rating for Donald Trump, even in the most recent polling. Look at that, at plus 2 points. Far better than Joe Biden, who was so far underwater. My goodness, he was setting records at minus 26 points. You rarely ever see it. So Donald Trump ran in part on law and order. It was one of the reasons that he got elected. And at this particular point, Americans like what they're hearing from him on the issue of crime. And you see this right here with a plus 2 net approval rating, far better than Joe Biden left office with back in 2024.
Can you define for the committee today what an improper payment is and some examples of what you're seeing and why these procedures were not already in place before, Mr. Secretary?
Well, it's a bit mystifying why they weren't in place. And what we are seeing is that there was a very complacent upper level of management in many departments across the entire government. What I can say at Treasury, that of the 1.5 billion payments we send out every year, they're required to have something called a TAS, a Treasury account symbol. We discovered that more than one third of those payments did not have a TAS number. So as the Appropriations Committee, you should be shocked by that, because how can a payment be tracked back to an appropriation? Only through the TAS number. So there was no accountability. So that is why the 450 organizations that sit above Treasury, where Treasury acts as the paymaster, are unable to pass an audit. So we have cracked down on that. Every payment now requires a TAS number. Very simple, and I will tell you that the mid-level employees who I have had come into Treasury to talk to me about that feel liberated. That they have, they tell me, I've been here 20 years, I've always wanted to do this. I've been here 14 years, and they feel as though they now have agency and are making a difference towards saving the American taxpayer money.
So not only do Americans think that Trump is handling crime better than Joe Biden, they also think that he's handling our money better. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent reveals the shocking truth, but wait, there's more. Trump's handling international foreign policy, specifically trade, far better. And Mark Carney learns after round, he will find out. Trump means business. He's not playing, but he still leaves the door open. Never say never.
We are the largest client of the United States in the totality of all the goods. So we are the largest client of the United States. We have a tremendous auto sector between the two of us, and the changes that made have been helpful. 50% of a car that comes from Canada is American. That's not like anywhere else in the world. And to your question about is there one thing? No, this is a bigger discussion. There are much bigger forces involved, and this will take some time and some discussions, and that's why we're here, to have those discussions, and that is represented by who's sitting around the table.
See, the conflict is, and this is very friendly. We're not. This is not going to be like we had another little blow up with somebody else. That was a much different. This is a very friendly conversation, but we want to make our own cars. We don't really want cars from Canada, and we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things because we want to be able to do it ourselves. And we, because of, past thinking of people, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. In other words, they have a surplus with us. And there's no reason for us to be subsidizing Canada. Canada's a place that will have to be able to take care of itself economically. I assume they can. I will tell you that Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him Governor Trudeau. I think that probably didn't help his election. But when I spoke to him, I said, so why are we taking your cars? Why are we taking we want to make them ourselves. I mean, I said, and if the price of your cars went up, or if we put a tariff on your cars of 25%, what would that mean to you? He said that would mean the end of Canada. He actually said that to me. And I said, that's a strange answer, but I understand his answer. But no, I mean, it's hard to justify subsidizing Canada to the tune of maybe $200 billion a year. We protect Canada militarily, and we always will. We're going to, that's not a money thing. But we always will. But, it's not fair. But why are we subsidizing Canada $200 billion a year, or whatever the number might be? It's a very substantial number. And it's hard for the American taxpayer to say, gee whiz, we love doing that.
Now, we do need to address the elephant in the room, and that is crime. Sadly, things have gotten out of hand, and from what I saw today and scrolling through X, it seems as though some folks have lost their ever-loving minds and are now celebrating some of the worst acts imaginable. If you thought Luigi Mangione was bad, wait until you see this. These Democrats are really trying their hardest, their damnedest, to muddy up the waters with this gaslighting initiative of just an unbelievable psyop of this propaganda and rhetoric, changing everything from right to wrong, from wrong to right. They're all bad actors. It's like watching one of these terribly woke Hollywood movies. Actually, there's actually only one movie I see here that I would even spend my money on. Can you guess which one it is? Good, bad, bad to good. And when it comes time for people to vote on this midterm or 2028, it's going to be very, very interesting. Of course, the media is going to be in full force, hyping up and pushing more of the fake news, lies, and maybe the Smith-Mundt Act will be back in effect by then, hopefully. But as long as you guys stay tuned here, I'm going to keep you informed. I'm going to keep you in the know, and I'm definitely going to keep bringing you and telling you the truth. And the truth is that this shit is extremely fucked up. Don't even get that may be an understatement. They've absolutely lost the plot and or their freaking minds when folks like Ellie, I think his name is Ellie.
Why do I care what their status was when they committed the crime? If you can prove they committed a crime. I say in the book, if I get shot, if I get murdered by an undocumented immigrant, please tell my children I did not care that they were undocumented.
Right.
The black dude with the white afro, race baiter, the leader of the race baiters, race baiter extraordinaire, says stupid shit like, if he gets killed by an illegal immigrant, he doesn't want anyone to question their status. God, dog. You really can't make this stuff up anymore. You can't even make it up anymore. But do me a favor. I need your help. Help this video go viral. And just hit the like button. The more likes we can get, and if for some reason YouTube won't allow you to like it, back out of the video, come back in and try it again. The more likes we can get, the further this message can go, the more people we could reach, the more lives we could change. Thank you, guys. And we have a video sponsor, Chapter. Call Chapter for your free Medicare help at 270-467-2426 or visit askchapter.org/Kevin. I've got additional links in the description down below. I will add it in the pinned comment. Call Chapter, it's free, 270-467-2426 for a free Medicare consultation. Ask Chapter if they can save you money on Medicare, put money back into your Social Security, and find the best plan for you. You may actually be on the best plan, but at least if you call, it doesn't cost you a thing. They can let you know and give you the peace of mind that allows you to rest easy, sleep well, and then come back, drop a comment, and let everybody know. How was your experience? Share your story, share this video, share Chapter's number with friends and family. Help them get the free Medicare help that they need and deserve. Again, our partner Chapter. Give them a call. It's free. 270-467-2426 and tell them Kevin sent you.